As much fun as Shazam has being Shazam, that's how much fun Zach Levi has playing Shazam. He's a big physical guy, 6'4" and broad-shouldered, but he was like a kid.
Maximum power!
Did we get you to do a 360 to see the cape?
No.
He was really like a child trapped in an adult's body.
Go!
He's a little boy.
Come to me, flames!
I mean, he's an adult, but he's a kid at heart.
Wait. I have an idea. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm gonna figure it out.
Okay.
It's perfect casting. I mean, I don't think he'd be cross with me for saying he is like a big kid.
Oh, no!
He's so enthusiastic. And, you know, has all of that energy.
This is all good for the behind the scenes.
It's very good, yes.
I mean, I'm just embracing my excitedness.
Oh, wow.
This is the coolest job I've ever gotten in my life.
Super cool.
And that's true. And I just want to own that and just be happy and rejoice in that.
Look, Harry! It's like I'm running at an incredible speed!
He's the funniest person ever. He's, like, cool to work with. Like, you're like, wow.
Yeah, guys, that was not bad.
Zach, so cool.
Yeah, he's so
amazing.
cool. He's so nice.
He dances.
He dances and he
sings.
entertains us a lot.
That's really slapping the bass right there. Slap at the bass.
And occasionally he farts. Occasionally. Just occasionally. It's electrifying. Charges your phone.
Good, great, grand, wonderful, dandy. Everybody on the bus!
I remember asking Zach, do you just wake up like, I'm Zachary Levi? It's a rare thing when you get to meet someone who knows who they are and knows almost like his purpose in life, like kind of what he wants to give out and share with the world.
I've always been a bit of a energy-filled type of a person. I just get to show up on set and be like, I get to do this? I get to fly around and fight bad guys? All right. I didn't know I was that strong. Then I was like, oh, that's up. I'm that strong. I've been working out for a while. Okay, bye. I didn't know much about Shazam. Growing up, Shazam wasn't really one of the superheroes that I knew.
The whole movie is taking from all over the very rich history of Shazam.
Shazam has had a lot of different characteristics over the years. He's been around a very long time. He's been incredibly popular.
Shazam was introduced as the original Captain Marvel back in the 40s, and he was this orphan kid, Billy Batson, and this ancient wizard bestowed upon him the magical powers to turn into a superhero.
Shazam?
And the cool thing was the extension of his power into these surrogate brothers and sisters.
Shazam!
And it became a family of superheroes because these characters had a magic to them and they had a tone to them that very few characters had. That was the reason, I think, why these comics rivaled the sales of even Superman in their heyday. The history of Shazam is long. The comic books were published in the 40s and 50s, and a little bit in the 70s. There was a comic book called Power Shazam by Jerry Ordway in the 90s, and he's had black and white serials. He's had TV shows where he's driving around in Winnebago in the 70s. He had a cartoon series, and then I reintroduced the character with artist Gary Frank, and we did a new take on Shazam, which is a lot of what inspired the movie. Shazam survived decade after decade after decade because the character inherently has something special inside him.
Unlike a lot of other characters, like Superman, who is an alien from another planet, Shazam he's magic. I'm magic.
The mysteries of magic and the unpredictable nature of it is great, especially in the hands of a kid.
One of the unique aspects that his power comes from magic. You know, he's not like Superman, who's an alien, or Wonder Woman, who's this Amazonian. Like, it's magic.
His arch nemesis, Dr. Sivana, is legendary, going way, way, way back.
Dr. Sivana has been around since the 40s. In a way, he's like Shazam's Lex Luthor, but Sivana came before Lex Luthor. He's like the original kind of bad guy like that.
He has a middle name, you know. Bodog. Did you know that? Thaddeus Bodog Sivana. The original Sivana was in comic book #2 of Captain Marvel. But I then discovered that there was never a #1. So Sivana was there at the very beginning. In that incarnation, he was a thwarted scientist who was aggrieved that the world didn't appreciate him. But the Sivana that I play is based on Jeff Johns' New 52 incarnation, which is the much more frightening, muscular one.
Since Shazam and Sivana both possess magic, the only thing that can hurt them is each other. You can only fight magic with magic.
You follow the comics, the powers keep manifesting. So it's almost like kind of limitless. But baseline, the name Shazam actually is an acronym, SHAZAM, which stands for Solomon, Hercules, Atlas, Zeus, Achilles, and Mercury. The wisdom of Solomon, the strength of Hercules, the endurance of Atlas, the power of Zeus, the fighting abilities of Achilles, and the speed of Mercury. Which is just all me, really. It's amazing that I finally found a role that all of me could fit into. So those manifest in different ways. So for example, you know, super speed, super strength, and, you know, fighting abilities, flight, as it turns out. Yes. The ability to kind of wield lightning as well, I think, which is very much in tune with his Zeusitude, if I could be so bold as to call it Zeusitude, and I'm coining that phrase right now. And, you know, also a super suit. That's part of my super abilities, because it is magic. The suit is magic. It magically appears on, and then it magically comes off of me, which is convenient when I need to go to the bathroom.
Everyone has their iconic superhero costume, and Shazam's is no exception. It's this great red costume with gold boots and this lightning bolt on his chest and this white cape. The fun thing is that Billy doesn't get to choose his costume. It's just on him, and he can't remove it. You know, it's just, that's what it is. And so he didn't design it, and the other members of the Shazam family didn't design theirs either, but they suit their personalities.
Shazam is honestly like one of very few superhero characters that is genuinely stoked to be a superhero.
I can fly!
More often than not, you've got a character who is begrudgingly pulled into this thing, and, you know, and they have these powers and everybody needs them, and they're like, oh, I have to save the world again. No, you know. Billy Batson is stoked. He's so excited.
Oh, hey, what's up? I'm a superhero.
We're staying true to the tone of the character. He's always been a little bit lighter, a little bit more fun, and a little bit more family-centric than any other DC superhero out there.
Baked into the DNA of it is the humor and the heart that a lot of other superheroes have to manufacture oftentimes, because it wasn't just built into it when the comic was created or when the character was created. And Billy's just stepping in this world, and you get to see that heart, and I just love it, man.
The carnival, which is our climax, was huge. It's bananas.
There's a lot of pieces. There's a lot of stuff going on at that carnival.
We have 5 locked-off cameras for this stunt.
I'm used to doing things smaller and being like, okay, what's the sort of low-budget, nifty solution to doing this? But one of the producers told me, like, I don't usually say this, but you should go big.
Fully locked up, everybody. Here we go. Pictures up.
So, yeah, we went kind of big.
Okay, so we're set. All right, and action.
Almost too big, because there's like, okay, maybe scale it back a little bit.
And throw him down. And then I make a really cool landing. That's the shot we're doing now.
Right.
Yeah, so you land, and you were like, let's try that again.
And then I start walking, and I look over at Freddie like, huh? And he's like, no. Oh, come on, really? Yeah. And then he's like, look out.
There's a tremendous amount of action that takes place within that carnival set. So it was really important having a guy like Kyle, with whom we had just worked on Aquaman, to be there to create these amazing action set pieces and to prepare the actors for the action that they were going to do and the stunts that they were going to do.
Yeah, I think the carnival set's been nothing but a challenge.
All right, let's take it up and we're going to shoot one.
Everyone realised we needed something a little bit bigger than the original script intended, and it grew and grew. It literally doubled our wire work.
Guys, I'm a superhero. Come on.
We went from about 48 sort of wire gags throughout the film, and we suddenly developed 60 just at the carnival alone.
Or try that again.
3, 2, 1, roll.
Mark and Zach did the whole aerial battle in a controlled environment on a soundstage.
One thing I learned is that the more spectacular something is on screen, the more boring it probably was to shoot. You know, like people flying, you know, they have to be rigged into these weird contraptions, and you have to rehearse and rehearse and rehearse. It pays off in the end.
Oh, dear me.
It's just a challenge to get there.
In order to do mid-air fighting, they've developed this thing called a tuning fork, and it means you can rock backwards and forwards, side to side. You can barrel roll as well.
Mark picks up choreography really quick.
Well done, guys. I felt like my flipping was really nice. That's right.
Yeah.
Zach's the same. So when you have two committed actors like that, it's fantastic.
Let's roll cameras, please. Here we go, guys.
Chan Griffin's my fight choreographer, and his guys, they've really stepped up.
Chan, we can do it just this side, right? Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. There we go.
A lot of our guys have had to wear suits and big foam packs that wardrobe department on this made for us, just to give us a sense of area and space.
And kill the little girl. Yeah, you're trying to fight back and twist your head around, because he's like, ugh.
A big challenge was the sins. On the day, we had stunt guys in these weird suits holding on to them. But whenever sins interact with people, we had to basically make digidoubles of their bodies. Because just to make someone look like they're actually grabbing someone, you have to replace almost everything. I had this idea of Shazam flying towards a sin, but the sin turns to smoke, so he just goes straight through, and then the sin grabs him and throws him. You know, right from the start, I was like, oh yes, that's something that I want to do.
There's a pantomime version of Zach inside the tuning fork rig being puppeteered by the stunt guys, going through all of those motions so that we can capture his physical performance as well as his facial performance. And then we marry that up with a CG creature.
This show was tricky because you had the 7 sins, so you have a lot of different creatures.
We have a 4-armed creature. So basically, it's 2 of my guys, you know, and one fighting behind the other. So it works really well. But it was fun watching him deal with, you know, 2 pool noodles, 2 real hands, you know, 1 guy at the back, people spinning, and, you know, always leads to a bit of comedy relief.
Hi there.
What's up?
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Ready for this?
Oh, yeah. It's gonna be fun, eh?
The kids have been fantastic. We've had them on wires. They've up for anything.
Harness feels comfy? Nice.
We had Darla and Eugene being picked up.
Let's just take him up, give him a little hang test so he can feel his harness. Going up. Yep, that's high enough. How's that feel?
Good.
Feel like the other day?
Yeah.
And they did a fantastic job. They really did.
Cut there, thank you.
And it's exciting. See their smiles on the faces when they come down.
Yay! I love it.
You know, I have a 7-year-old boy at home, and I know he'd love to do that sort of stuff as well.
Super.
It's the most fun thing in the world that I've done.
Walking from over here and heading over to where Raph is. Yeah. But when you're at this point, you hear Freddy say a thing about he's figuring out that the eye is the power. So you stop, turn to the kids, and say, like, gather the mugs. Yeah. And then after that is when the sins come out.
Scared? You will be. When you come to work and you've got sets like this, you don't have to use your imagination. In a film in which, you know, there is a lot of blue screen and CGI, these kind of movies involve a lot of that, it's wonderful to have sets that do the work for you. It's been, you know, amazing.
We rented all the rides, but then all the huts that are blown up are all made by us.
It is pretty incredible how much of a legitimate carnival that they've built in this big open lot. We literally blew up a Ferris wheel, guys. It was an actual Ferris wheel, and they just dropped it on its side. It was insane.
Part of the end climax of the movie is the Ferris wheel coming down. When we first showed up, everyone said, okay, we're gonna drop a Ferris wheel on this, and don't worry, we'll do it visual effects. And I was like, no, you won't. Because that's the kind of stuff I do these big movies for. We bought a Ferris wheel from an old amusement park. We took all those parts and brought them back here, and we essentially re-engineered 80% of it. It's a Ferris wheel, which seems like something that's in every amusement park, but it's supported from one side. And then it needed to be safe enough to have it operate as fast as a Ferris wheel will go, and then tip to 30 degrees with people in it.
Oh my gosh, those people!
We had to measure out where this thing was gonna fall and then put some marks on the ground so that we knew where the wheel was gonna come to. And the cameras are all getting set to a cone you put on the ground. It's pretty stressful. Trying to get a thing like that that's 60 feet tall, that is hinged on a pivot that actually releases halfway down, and then it starts pivoting from another axis, and whether or not it's gonna bounce a little bit or whether it's just gonna stop where it is. Trying to figure out exactly where that's gonna be, it was pretty fun.
Action!
We're actually pretty happy with the spot we picked because it landed probably about 3 inches from where we thought it was gonna land in the first place.
Even though we did all these big things, you know, destroy a big Ferris wheel, that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
The best part of making the carnival was just those emotional scenes because it's all about the performance. And action.
SHAZAM!
Think you can do that one more time?
Yeah.
But once your head comes up, you can take a second or so to just to catch your breath and then say Shazam.
Yeah.
Just hope you would be. Oh, yeah, that's awesome. Let's do that. Okay.
Something that seems simple, like Savannah pushing Billy's head into the ice water. That was an extremely difficult stunt.
You okay, yeah?
Yep.
Yep, we're good.
And, you know, Asher did such a great job.
SHAZAM!
All hands on deck. The Shazamily is Billy and all the other kids in the foster home, and anyone who feels included in that love.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
We all have superpowers and stuff, so like, we put Shazam and family together.
From a casting standpoint, I think it all starts there. They're trying to find two people that have a similar enough essence. How's it feel for you, Ash?
Feels great. I'm just happy to be working with you, kind of. I mean, kind of. But he's a goofball. I feel like he's like an older me, and he's like, as I said, a brother. So I love him. I love you, brother.
Goofballs. Goofballs for life. We're just more fun, really.
Yeah.
You know, because we're 14. Come on.
Come on, 14.
Yeah.
No, like really, 14.
No, for real.
Yeah, for real.
When I found out that Grace was playing Mary, I was like, oh, yes. She's gorgeous. I'm like, I'll play her older part, absolutely. And we're really similar. Like, our mannerisms are the same. Our personalities are similar.
Michelle and I talked about how when she gets her powers, it's this moment of going, this is so much fun, okay.
How does it feel to be beat up by a girl? I am a little bummed that the boys got all these muscles and made them look so amazing, like they've been working out. But I got nothing. And the irony of it is that all the guys are working their butts out at the gym every day, so you're never gonna see it. And I am not.
fun, 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 fun.
Yeah, you have Jack, who's this ball of energy. For me, it's relaxing because I'm like, all right, I'll just watch Jack. I don't have to turn on my television. I'll just...
No, we don't even need to talk.
Just, Jack, entertain me.
Got it. He's super funny, he's super sharp. I'm sure in 20 years, I'm gonna be like, I played him one day. Do you remember me? Jack, Jack.
I'd like to hang out with Adam Brody more. We share the same mannerisms, and when he's on set, he's like the perfect Jack Grazer Freddy. And I'm like, that's awesome.
His eyeball! What? Get his eye! Rip that sucker! I heard you the first time!
Really cool guy. I'm happy with my counterpart because he's really handsome, just like me. He's pretty much nailing what I was going for. He understands the kid version, like what I do.
We talked about the degrees of how much he's going to lean into playing the insecurity on his end, and then how big that transition may be at times.
Check out these guns.
Eugene is a video gamer, big time. Me in real life, I'm a big gamer, so I relate with that. But I'm like trying to rewind back to how I was a gamer at 10, and then turning into a superhero.
Ross, he's a really cool guy to work with. We talked about how we would like keep the Eugene as the same and how like Eugene would like react to being a superhero.
Hadouken!
It is super cool. Yeah, she turns into a doll and she has the ability to speed.
Hyperspeed! Check!
She said, I did keep the curly hair and the short hair for you. I'm like, well, that's so sweet of you.
The thing that I really love about Darla is that she's a lot like me at that age and kind of how I am now, where she believes the best in everything. She just has like a positive attitude, but she's also a little bit like awkward. And I think that's like the fun thing about playing her older is because I'm a grown woman, but I'm still kind of awkward playing like a 9-year-old. Guys, I don't believe in violence, but I think we should kick this guy's butt like really hard. She is such a lover, and I love lovers, and I love people, and I love things and puppies and cats, and I love them, and I love this set. I love this movie. I love love. I love glitter.
I have to say that hanging out has really made us have like almost like a family, you know, it's bonding and stuff.
We had a really cool sleepover, remember that?
No, yeah. They didn't go to bed. I don't know. What time did you guys go to bed? It's
We
like,
went to bed at like 5 or 6.
yeah.
You guys are ridiculous. Hanging out with all of the kids on set is awesome. We all just hung out yesterday. Yeah, we went to an escape room together, and then we had some dinner after that. And we've gone bowling together and had various excursions. And we saw Ready Player One as a whole. Like all the kids from the cast, we all got to go treat them to that.
We all take care of each other, and so we're like real family and stuff.
They're just good kids, and we're all in it to win it.
Would you guys like to do your secret handshake?
Oh. Yes. That's my favorite part.
That's it.
I love it.
There's also a spin, but you have to be standing and mobile, and it's... Stay tuned. Shazam 2, you'll see that.
Look, this was all just a big misunderstanding. It's not even my fault, really. It was mostly Batman's idea.
Batman organized an unsanctioned field trip for 6 of our students?
Totally. I was just doing what he told me.
I'm sorry, how did all this even happen?
I mean, I wasn't there at the beginning, obviously, but I assume the 6 students in question were all attending their individual classes, probably listening super close to their teachers and taking incredibly detailed notes. And in the middle of those classes, I can only assume they all got a text from Superman. About an important can't-miss academic opportunity.
Hold up, Superman. I thought Batman planned this.
Ooh, right. Right. I forgot. He did. But then Batman got really sick. Did I not say that? Yeah, he got like super sick. He was like puking and stuff. And then Superman finished the plan by texting him.
Superman has these kids' phone numbers.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, it's like a robo-texting thing, you know? Because, like, all the kids on the field trip were randomly selected from a pool of promising bright minds, like leaders of Philly's future type of stuff.
Uh-huh. And where was this field trip to?
Oh, we just went to a museum. No big deal. Super boring. There was a special exhibit happening. Honestly, it was pretty basic field trip stuff, you know, like met some nice people and took in some culture. And I think we learned that art serves a real purpose. Art can have a real impact on people, you know? And I also think we learned a little something about ourselves. Oh, crap. So, apologies again, right, on both Batman and Superman's behalf for them organizing what was clearly an off-the-books covert field trip. But on the flip side, what a cultural awakening. Right, kids?
Is that a Picasso?
Darla, I think you need to take that back.
Also, 6 of our students went missing. This is only 5. Where is Billy Batson?
Oh, Billy, right, that other kid. No, he told me to tell you that he's on his way. Actually, is that him I hear outside? Is someone out there? Other kid? Oh, hey, look, it's that child Batman texted. I mean, Superman. SHAZAM.